Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our session today with the New York State Public Health Corps Fellowship Program. They're going to be telling you a little bit more about this program and ways in which that you can get connected. So if you guys want to take it over and just introduce yourselves.
Thank you very much, Olivia. So welcome everybody. My name is Binta Cisse and I'm the Senior Health Program Coordinator for the Southern Tier. We are going to be presenting again on the New York State Public Health Corps Fellowship Program, also known as NYSPIC. And I will now pass it over to my colleague, Ben.
And I'm Ben Prespior. I'm the Senior Health Program Coordinator for the North Country for the northern portion of New York. We're super appreciative of you joining us today for this presentation about the New York State Public Health Corps Fellowship Program.
So before we dive in, I have a few housekeeping announcements. If you have a camera, we welcome you to turn it on. It's the next best thing since we are not in person. Please stay muted throughout the presentation, except during the end for questions, and questions are welcome in the chat box throughout the presentation, but we will answer them at the end. But go ahead and you can go put the questions there. So we'll go into our next thing. So here are our objectives for today's session. We're going to introduce the New York State Public Health Corps Fellowship Program. We're going to explain the fellowship position and levels, as well as professional development opportunities in our fellowship role. And then we're going to explain how to apply to become a fellow within the local and state health departments to familiarize you with the process. So this is our agenda. This is going to be an outline of what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over the program overview, fellow placement and the various settings where fellows can be based, professional development opportunities ranging from mentorship to various educational activities, and then how to apply.
And then kind of to kick off our program overview, I'm going to kind of walk it back to January of 2021. So the New York State Public Health Corps was formed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Announced in January of 21. Our goals are to bolster the state's public health infrastructure by mobilizing public health fellows across the state and to provide critical support and services to local health departments, mostly at the county level. Effectively communicate with and educate New Yorkers about key strategies and address public health efforts, and also to facilitate connections among community level public health stakeholders required to strengthen and sustain public health learning and action partnerships. So the New York State Public Health Corps has 10 regions, all overseen by fellowship placement coordinators or FPCs, which we may refer to, throughout the presentation or throughout any questions you may have. The map's color-coded by regions, and the slides include the names and contact information for each of the respective FPCs. Something important to note is that the New York City is not a part of the New York State Public Health Corps, but they have a separate unaffiliated public health corps program. So sometimes if it's going to a career fair, we have had to make that kind of differentiation between that. We're regionally based and here to serve as a resource to fellows, mentors, supervisors, local coordinators, and local health departments. Some of the roles and responsibilities for us include communicating and providing support to LHDs or local health departments, host organizations or community-based organizations, local coordinators, fellows, and mentors. Assisting with the placement of NYSPIC applicants in appropriate fellowship positions, working closely with those fellows and host organizations to provide ongoing support throughout the fellowship placement. Also to create and manage a regional public health consortium in support to the mentor program. And so that light green, the Lewis, Jefferson, St. Lawrence, Franklin, Clinton, Essex, Hamilton, that's the area that I help cover, and Binta helps cover the orange at the bottom, the Tompkins, Tioga, Broome, Shenango, Delaware. But we do a lot of collaboration between regions also, so just keep that in mind.
We will now touch on fellows' interests and placement and talk a little bit more about who our fellows are. So for our program, we're seeking applicants with a range of backgrounds and experience. While our initial target was recent graduates and those in the allied health field, it is clear that public health is for everyone. We currently have fellows who are clinicians, doctors, nurses, optometrists, dentists, lawyers, HR professionals, and so much more. But then on the other hand, we have fellows who haven't yet gone beyond a high school education, but are using the experience to propel themselves towards their next steps of getting a degree. Finally, we have new college graduates that have an associate's, master's, and doctoral level who are using this fellowship to network and create connections. This is you as an upcoming graduate. The take-home point of this slide is that this program is looking to develop a multidisciplinary workforce for us to be able to implement this initiative. Typically, most fellowships are about 1 to 2 years in length, of varying base, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Okay.
Yep, and we'll kind of cover that too. And so kind of giving you some examples, the Fellows Public Health Work Centers around various focus areas that the host site prioritizes based on regional needs. And before reviewing the application process, we kind of want to give you some real world fellowship examples. One's going to be administration, communication support, emergency preparedness, epidemiology and data support, lab reporting, partnership development, program planning and implementation, and vaccination and testing site support. Next, I'd like to feature some of the amazing works that our fellows have been able to accomplish during their time with the New York State Public Health Corps. One of these initiatives is the Capital Region Menstrual Health, coordinated by Cornell Cooperative Extension through Albany and Schenectady Fellowship programs. In November 2022, 3 fellows launched their first period pantry. This concept is similar to Little Free Libraries, and these pantries are stocked with a variety of free menstrual hygiene products. Individuals are welcome to take what they need, and 5 other pantries have been launched also. In addition to these pantries, these fellows facilitate educational programming on period equity as a part of their work. In December of 2022, Capital Region Menstrual Health was awarded a grant from a local nonprofit to continue their very important work. And so if you can see a picture, they're up there on the screen. And our next featured project is Rahama Resources and Help Against Marital Abuse, which is the only female and Muslim-led nonprofit organization in Western New York that specializes in underserved immigrant, refugee, and Muslim women facing domestic violence. Their goal is to empower survivors and guide them to independence by providing throughout their journey. 2 of the fellows were placed by Erie County at Rahama and are working to assist this population by finding ways to lower the barriers to services. They develop programs and presentations that will allow and encourage women to be able to live a life away from abuse. The fellows have partnered with Stitch Buffalo to set up a Learning to Sew event, and Rahama clients will be able to learn how to sew and how they can kind of sell their own individual crafts. Our next project featured is at Herkimer County Public Health. So we are going throughout all of the regions throughout New York State, where a NISPIC fellow is working with the local health department to establish the Herkimer County Children's Center. Herkimer County is a rural county in the Mohawk Valley region of New York. The demand for childcare is one of the most pressing issues. A fellow has been working at the Herkimer County Public Health since June of 22 and has played a key role in development of the proposal for the Children's Center. The center will utilize a cross-sectoral approach and provide a variety of vital services such as childcare, early intervention programs, childbirth and lactation counseling, as well as preschool services. Herkimer County is hopeful that construction will start later this year or early next year. And we'll add that Andrea's work also has contributed to the System of Care grant that was recently awarded to Herkimer County, which is a huge, huge boost. Certainly can help. And next we'll feature some of the amazing work that our fellows have been able to accomplish during their time with NISPIC. And that first project we would like to feature is at the New York State Department of Health within the Office of Drug User Health Harm Reduction Unit, which is where a NISPIC senior fellow manages several contracts for syringe services and harm reduction programs throughout New York State. In addition to that contract management, Liz also helps lead an initiative that focuses on women, pregnant, and parenting people who use drugs. It's a multifaceted initiative with an overarching goal of reducing stigma for the population.
Ben, you want to go to the next slide?
Oh, sorry about that. Forgot to click.
All right, so now we will turn to some areas of professional development and that fellows can expect from participating in our program. In addition to being immersed in public health work, a hallmark of our program is professional development. So the fellowship is a mix of real-world public health work and professional development. Key programmatic activities and components for the fellows include Public Health Essentials, which is the NISPIC provides all the fellows with an opportunity to participate in Cornell University's online Public Health Essentials certificate program. This course introduces, reviews, and reinforces key aspects of public health. The Regional Consortium. A consortium meeting is for fellows and program partners to meet virtually on a quarterly basis to provide opportunities for additional education, networking, real-time discussions on current public health topics, and other opportunities to support the fellows' growth. Fellows are encouraged to share their progress on their fellowship projects and collaborate with consortium members. To further enhance fellows' professional development, we coordinate annual NISPIC Summit, which brings together program participants from around the state. We will be holding our second annual summit this December. Educational training series, which meets each month, fellows and stakeholders are invited to attend trainings that are focused specifically on our 10 core competencies. Some of the topics that have been covered are budget and financial management, change management, and data-based decision-making, which we'll show a little bit more later, and mentorship. So mentorship, public health professionals from communities serve as mentors for fellows, and these mentors guide fellows in their professional development and public health network. So as I mentioned earlier, public health centers around various focus areas that host sites prioritized based on regional needs. And here are the 8 key focus areas. We have, I think I skipped the slide, sorry. So in order to we're gonna go back real quick, Ben. So in order to guide the development of the programmatic activities and components, we identify the 10 core competencies, which have been adapted by the Beaumont Strategic Skills by facilitating the fellows' development in these core competencies, which are building a workforce that is greater than a sum of its parts. So as you can see, these are the different topics: effective communication, database decision-making, justice, equity, also known as JEDI, diversity and inclusion, budget, financial management, change management, system and strategic thinking, community engagement, cross-sectional partnership, policy engagement, and specialized skills. And then these are the fellowship focus areas as well. So and as you heard Ben explain some of the different projects that our fellows are working on, they do encompass various aspects of this, whether they're specifically solely focused on one specific area or it's a combination of some of these different things. Our fellows are working on various projects. So in the educational series, as I mentioned before, session focuses on public health topics that are relevant to fellow projects and interests and are based on core competencies. So as you can see, this is one of the flyers that we shared out so that this kind of encompasses some of the topics. And we already covered all of these, and this is of last year and what we covered a little bit of this year as well.
Okay, so we will learn, we'll dive into learning a little bit more and applying in what we want to I'll pass it back to Binta real quick for the fellowship opportunities.
Yes. So we'll talk about some of the fellowship opportunities, and then Ben is going to show you how to apply to a program. So fellowship opportunities are available at the state and county level. Fellowship opportunities at the New York State Department are available in district, regional, and central offices indicated by the star on the map. An additional application is required for those specific positions. Fellowship opportunities at a local health department are available in counties across New York State, and Ben will show you in a moment how you can view the current openings. And fellowships are available in various of programmatic areas and different skill types as they're needed. So it really is based on the county and the specific site as to what they're looking for, that the fellowship projects will vary, and you will see that in the job description, again, that Ben will go over in a second. So back to you, Ben.
Thank you. Okay, so we're not going to show, there's kind of a video on here, but I'm going to kind of click around the public facing website and click on county vacancies for you and kind of show you exactly what that looks like. Just let me know if we are screen sharing on this. I'm going to drag it over here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, and I'm
Or the
also
web.
going to drop the link also, so you guys can follow where Ben is at.
Yep, as long as you can see the website and what, oh, it went away, I think.
You went back. There you go.
There we go. So this is what our public facing website, kind of looks like. The website contains an FAQ section, some questions that you may ask that we've tried to gather, we've had to answer throughout the course of, career fairs or any kind of recruiting events, the mentorship application, and basically a general overview. And so just kind of clicking through, you can see we're kind of right towards the top. We're looking at that apply section. I'm going to cover those in a second, the fellowship program overview here and information. And all of that. So if I'm clicking on apply to the New York State Public Health Corps, it's going to bring you to our county's hiring page, which is going to kind of lead you into exactly what you need. And so you'll be able to see throughout the general application, some of the docs that you're going to need to upload. And this doesn't really kind of cover the Handshake applications that we've had either. This is just basically, if you've applied on Handshake, chances are you're going to have to apply with this one also. And that's really just so we can kind of help, the counties that are hiring really kind of get those resumes and docs to them in a little more of an efficient manner. So let's say I actually, even though I cover the North Country, that I don't know, maybe it's forest green, I think you would call it up top. I actually live dead in the center in the lighter purple in Onondaga County. So if I'm clicking on this little arrow, then you can see this zoom here. Then we can kind of, oh no, I don't want to do that. 1 second. We'll go back. We'll go to Onondaga County. That's in the central New York area. And I can look and I can see all of these jobs that do come up in which specific health department or host organization they're in. So if I'm looking for Public Health Fellow 2 in the Onondaga County Health Department, I will click on 36067, and that will bring up the job description form, which is what it will tell me what that kind of looks like, what those qualifications are, what the preferred qualifications are, and what that might look like in terms of a job description. So if you can still kind of see that, that should be it right there. And really, you can kind of search that throughout the entirety of New York State. So if I can get my mouse back here. We cover all sorts of regions. So Finger Lakes area, which is going to be a little bit west of Onondaga County, the Long Island region, which has Nassau County and Suffolk County, the Mohawk Valley, the Mid-Hudson region, North Country. We do have jobs up there, but they're going fast, so apply quickly. Southern Tier, a couple jobs open there in Western New York, which is our Buffalo area positions. They're not just in Buffalo, but they're also in kind of those rural counties that surround that area. So that's just going to kind of walk you through a little bit on that specifically. And then if we go to, let's see. You can learn more about the application process, see that FAQ, and that apply button will take you to the New York State Public Health Corps Fellow application, which will walk you right through exactly everything that you will need for that. And so kind of moving back to fellowship opportunities, those opportunities are always available through Health Research Incorporated. And so, Binta, should I click on this link too? Probably, right?
There you go. Yes. So he's gonna take you to the HR website. So if you're looking specifically for, yes, Ben, go to the there you go. So I'll let you kind of take over. Do you want me to explain it?
Oh, hang on. I'm very confused about screen share. Can you see the HRI careers?
Yes, you're on there.
You got it. I had no idea what was going on there. Sorry about that. But yeah, I can run through this, and this will just kind of show you some of these HRI, these Department of Health jobs. So even though Binta and I cover specific regions of New York State, we're technically Department of Health Fellows. So some of these program coordinators, this one was posted today based out of Albany, program assistants, assistant research scientists, all sorts of things, senior secretary, clerk 2 in Central Islip, those data analysts. I mean, it just covers a variety, of topics that, we try and provide the most opportunity for all sorts of positions. We really want to encourage people to apply, and there's a lot of different ways that people can help, to what Health Research Incorporated and the State Department of Health is trying to do. So that's basically going to be that. If you want to check on this and read more, this is here. So Health Research Incorporated is, kind of that thing. So with that said, all of those positions, they're going to include, the NISPIC Fellowship Program in that title also. So must apply right through HRI to be considered for the position.
Yes, Ben, I'm actually gonna have to go right back really quickly.
Oops.
You covered it pretty well. So I just wanted to add this as well, just so you don't get confused. So HRI is an additional, they have all the other positions that are there, but specifically for NISPIC, you want to apply for the ones that say NISPIC Fellowship Program in the title. So you have to apply towards both. So you have to do this application and the one on our website if you're looking specifically for state positions that are located. So remember when we went back to the map, there were specific ones that had stars on it. So those are state specific positions. And in order to find those type of positions, those are the ones that you have to apply through HRI specifically for. And you'll see that again, they're located all over the state. So this is state versus a local or like maybe like an Erie, and Ben and I work in various areas. So I work in the southern tier, he works in the north country, and so there's obviously local health departments there. But then if you're looking to work specifically with the state, this is where you would apply for state positions, but you still have to do a dual application for for these specific positions as well.
Thank you, Binta. Appreciate that. All right. So I think that for this, we're going to take any questions here. So kind of in closing, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. We put those application links in the website. Please share with anybody you think that may be interested in the program or learning more about. If you have any questions, you can always send an email over to New York State Public Health Corps at health.ny.gov. And we do have time for questions. And I see we have a hand raised, so I believe we can take questions.
Hi, well, thank you for the presentation, Benjamin and Binta. My name is Nisha Manander. I live in South County, Long Island, and I've been to one of your webinars before, and I've also applied for a job position through HRI. And I have a quick question. I'm on a visa. I'm in a J2 exchange visa with a work permit. Will I be eligible to apply, or is there like any preference for permanent residents here that I should stop looking for New York State jobs or state fellowships? Is there you would add on to it? I'm a current MPH student in Johns Hopkins and doing my internship right now in the United Nations Population Fund in HQ, New York.
Well, I'll take this question, Ben. So thank you for asking, and thank you for attending our presentation. So yes, when it comes to, I know that there's different things with like the visa applications, and it's not that our program specifically prefers like permanent residents or certain things. I think you have to have work authorizations, but it depends on the application that you're like, the place that you're applying to. So NISPIC as a whole, we specifically don't take if you don't have a work authorization is needed specifically. But I know like the OPT process is another thing that some people are looking for. So I'm not sure if that falls in the area of what you're looking for. But if you look on the Ben, can you go back to the page? Because if you look at some of the job descriptions, they will let you know if work authorization is needed specifically for that position, and you'll be able to know. I think also with the state that HRI specifically does participate in the E-Verify program. Again, if it's the OPT or work authorization, but I'm not specific if permanent resident has anything to do with what I don't know if I answered your question. I kind of just went a little bit everywhere with that.
Oh, well, thank you for answering. I just saw, Binta, that this is the second time I'm meeting you, and we're also friends in LinkedIn. I hope I can be in touch with you if I
Yes.
have further queries regarding this fellowship.
Yes, definitely. If Ben, if you click, actually go back to our website, because our website will let you know too, and then go back. If you look at our position specifically, yeah, you can go to the regional job openings. And any of them would be fine, just because it'll be able to show, so you can click anything there specifically. I do know that there are some counties that do allow it, but in order to be able to see what county, what position it is, if you scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see here, just go up just a little bit. There you go. So it lets you know whether visa sponsorship is available, or if authorization is required. So each position will have that there, so that will give you a better idea of what that county is looking for, if that may be able to help your process if you're applying. But HRI does have some positions that will do sponsor visas. You just have to look through to be able to see it. But NISPIC as a whole, we don't do that, but you have to just check based off the local health department or the county you're applying to.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Very well explained. Any other questions that we might have? One thing I did forget to mention was that if you do scan that QR code, it will take you to our website. So if you need to look up more, if you don't have any questions now, that's fine. You can always think of them and ask us later. But I'll pause for any more questions or comments that you may have.
And as Nisha mentioned, you can also find us on LinkedIn if there are any questions, or Handshake. Find us on LinkedIn or Handshake. We are there if you have any questions. Maybe you might not have any right now. What I will say though is that as of right now, our applications for this cohort will be ending up until December. So definitely please go and check and apply to any positions you see. If you're interested in applying for for this cohort, the next cohort applications applications will open there to be determined. So just go to our website. Probably if you're graduating now and you're looking to find, or you're going to be graduating in the spring and you're looking, this is why you're attending our webinar, to find more information about our program. By then, just definitely go to our website to be able to get more information, so you can be able to see when the application will be opening up. But you can still be able to get more information as well as to what counties are going to be in position and the application process and things like that. I hope we were able to answer your question. Oh, Misha, you got one more question. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a curiosity, like, would that be a full-time fellowship or a part-time fellowship?
The fellowship positions are mostly full-time. It depends on the county if they have a part-time position, but most of the positions are full-time.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
Well, if there aren't any other questions, as it was shared, you all feel free to connect with them on LinkedIn. I think it was really great to hear from you all and just learn more about the program, and also have some insight for students to be able to apply to it. So with that, I want to thank you all for your time today. And again, if anything comes up for you later, feel free to reach out so that your questions can get answered. You all enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so much, Olivia. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course.